Alright guys, we're going to be doing something a little bit different today. We're going to be in the Waffle Panzer. I'm going to be showing you two games in this absolute beast of a tank destroyer, and I absolutely love this tank, guys. We're going to be on Abbey for the first one. I can't even remember what the second map is right now. I think it was Pearl River, but it ended up being a 3v1, and I ended up winning that game. There was a light tank on my team that just kept running away from me, and I was trying to stick with him. Um, but eventually I ended up having to basically go 3v1, and my gunner or my gun was damaged. Either my gunner was killed or my gun was damaged for the last shot. I still ended up hitting the last shot. It was just incredible. It was an incredible game, guys. But anyway, we're going to be on Abbey, and this tank, guys, I actually find it to be somewhat versatile. I know it's basically like your standard tank destroyer that really needs to stay hidden in the back and not get hit. But what I find in this vehicle is that it never gets ammo racked. It never gets lit on fire, at least for me. Maybe, you know, I'm lucky and you guys, whenever you play this or the RHM or whatever, you guys get lit on fire. But I actually find it to be somewhat durable. Like, I know it has no armor, but the only thing that usually happens for me is my gunner gets killed or the gun gets damaged. Those are the only two things that usually happens. I don't think I've ever been lit on fire. I've never been ammo racked in this vehicle. I have like 100 battles in it. And I wanted to show you this spot. I don't know if you guys knew about this particular spot on the map. Obviously you have this area right here where you can sit, and there's a bush here, and then you have the angle for this portion of the map, and you also have all these trees to be able to knock to stay hidden from this portion of the map. But have you ever tried climbing up this little hill? Because if you go up this little hill, what it actually does is it gives you better shots at people that are going to come around from the one line. Not necessarily like the 2-3 line here, but the one line. If they come through like this, you have the shots because you're up a lot higher, right? So you're going to see how this game pans out. We're going to fast forward. I have a much better game to show you guys, but I just wanted to show you this particular position on the map, and this game ended up being really good. I figured it's something different to show you. Rarely do I ever play tank destroyers, guys, but if you see me in a tank destroyer, it's usually going to be the Waffle Panzer or the Kanonen Jagdpanzer. Those are just the tanks that I seem to play the most. We get a nice shot there into the T-29. I'm coming down the hill. But I'm not spotted, and gonna poke back up, and you can see how much more, you know, ground you can basically cover with your gun by sitting up here, right? So we're gonna get a shot there into the TNH. We track him there, looking for a shot into the Sioux. I can't quite get it. I didn't turn my turret quick enough to get over there. And then the only thing that I dislike about this vehicle also is the turret turn speed. So we're getting lit here. I'm actually wondering where this is coming from. It might be the Challenger that spotted me here because we were up on the hill there. So I think that's what it was. But we bounced the Su-130, believe it or not, which is pretty wild. But yeah, the turret is just really slow. That's the only thing. We destroy the Conway there. The turret is really slow, man. And it's very hard to like brawl on ridges with this tank because of the way the gun depression works. Like, there's no gun depression whatsoever facing forwards. Like, it all has to be going back, and then if you're on a ridge line, like, just forget it, man. If you're gonna go after someone, you need to just go up and over straight into them and shoot them, right? You can't be trying to do all these fancy like ridge pokes, because it does not work in this tank, and the reverse speed is so slow and stuff like that. Just don't even try it. That's the only thing with this tank that I find to really suck. It's just, it feels very, it's such a small, like, light looking tank, yet it just feels like you're playing a mouse sometimes when the turret is turning and stuff. It's just like, oh my goodness gracious, man. But that's kind of the nature of the beast in my eyes. That's how wargaming is kind of balanced. It's kind of slow, but I do love this thing, man. So we're waiting to see how this game progresses. Eventually, I'm going to go with the 103, the STRV 103, and we'll go after the Char, and yeah, we're going to end up pushing here. So let's get to that. Go through here, and the T-25 appears. I'm waiting to take this shot to the T-25. Repair my track, getting hit by the T-25 as well. Big deal, man. I seem to be bouncing shells in this tank too, which is rare, but just getting lucky, I guess. And now the STRV-103 might be in an area where he's in trouble. Both Arties target me at the exact same time. I predicted it, I knew it was coming, so I kind of ran away from there. And luckily we only take about 250 damage combined from both of them. And there you go, my gunner is dead. And this is what I mean about this tank, man. Like anytime you get hit with HE, I feel like it's just the gunner or the gun. it's the accuracy, right, that kills you. When your gunner is dead or your gun is toast. So I'm waiting for my gunner to basically come back from life, I guess. Come back to life. Come back from the dead, I think is what I meant to say. And while I'm waiting, I'm just kind of trying to keep the STRV covered, and I tell him, you know, dude, my gunner's dead, just give me a couple seconds. And then we're going to push. I clean up the T25, and we're going to run through. And I'm going to clean up the Char. Both Arties are hitting me there once again. Artie guys, you know, it's like the only thing that's pretty much hitting me the whole game, Artie. But understandable. And now we're just kind of waiting for the proper shot. I don't want to... I'm trying to figure out where the Waffle Panzer is for certain, because I wasn't really looking on the map. And then I'm going to start pushing it. I'm just being careful. Once I see that he's over there, I'm going for it, right? I go through, take a shot into the Sioux. 14-2, we clean him up, and that's the game, guys. Put my gun up in the air for a nice salute, and that's all. 34-18 damage, 686 assists, and 5 kills, man. Like, this tank is just a freaking monster. So, let's back out of this one. I'll show you the end plates real quick. We'll get into the second game, and that one was a really fun one on Pearl River. So, here we go. Second class game, high caliber, guys. 36-39 damage was everything after it was counted, because I think we had one blind shot there. And here you go, we're top 5 kills, 36-39, 898 experience, the 2 badges. Again, that was high caliber, and whatever this one is, I'm not sure what that one is. And that's all. So we'll back out of these. I have one more of these open, I'm not sure what it is. And let's get into this game, guys. I'll open the end plates afterwards. And this was a monster game, man. It really, really was. And what I really like also about the Waffle Panzer is its accuracy, guys. It has really good DPM and accuracy, and I know that some people prefer to use the large gun on this tank. I don't like it. I find it to be just really trollish, like even more trollish than the gun on perhaps like the Su-100Y or some of these other tanks, man. Like it's just this, or the Su-152 is another really good one. Like that one's really trollish. I want to say the KV-2, but even the KV-2 feels more accurate sometimes than that Waffle Panzer, and it feels sometimes like the Gorilla to me too. Like the Gorilla has some of the best accuracy in the game, yet it has the most trollish gun accuracy. Like it just doesn't make sense, right? It's on paper, it has the best accuracy, but when you play it in game, you will miss shots like you wouldn't believe. I got the Gorilla 15 and I sold it, man. Like I couldn't stand playing it anymore. It's just there's a play style for the Gorilla 15 that's different than the RHM and the Waffle. It's, you know, it's a little bit faster, it hits harder, and all, but you have to use its mobility kind of, and it doesn't really have great concealment, and you can't turn the turret all the way. That's another thing I hate about it. What I love about this gun too is that it has the APs and the APCRs, whereas on the bigger gun you get the heat, and like I freaking hate heat, dude. I hate heat. Like heat never works for me. So here we are on Pearl River, guys, and we're gonna go ahead, push this line over here. Looks like the Gorilla is coming with me. Kind of see what we see here. And now I'm going to come up here, and what I like to do, guys, is I knock these trees. And when you knock these trees, you can kind of give yourself a little, call it a mini bunker over here or whatever, with this rock. And look at that shot, man. Look at that shot, man, from the Gorilla 15. You would think it was a FV 4005 that took that shot, right? Because he racked him. And then Leo, I noted that the Leo PTA, for the team, I noted that the Leo PTA had made this really aggressive play. You don't have to do this, guys. You know, I know a lot of people watch these videos to learn from me. Don't spam the map. Like, you don't have to do this. But whenever I see someone on the map where I feel like people are not paying attention to it, I'll spam it. Like, I'll just do this real quick. Like, not a million times, but I'll just do it as many times as the game allows. Like, yo, guys. Like, yo. Leo PTA over here. just so people are aware of it, and you can see the 1390 and Gorilla adjusted to it pretty quickly. So what I'm going to do is just kind of hold the ground here for now while the AMX 1390 ran away. And we're getting a shot into the 121B. I'm kind of concerned now that I'm going to get pressed because we've now left this side of the map wide open. And this is the first time the AMX kind of completely leaves me here, and I'm wondering what I should do with this because I have no support. Like, I'm by myself over here. Yes, pretty much the entire team has been spotted, but there's still the 121B, and I'm concerned that the 121B will YOLO me because this is a tier 10 medium, right? So I want to be very, very careful with how I'm, really playing this, and I'm kind of waiting for him to poke. He pokes again, and now I'm like, all right, man, I should just stay here. Like, I could probably hold off now that I've hit him twice, right? So hit him again there, and now we're in a situation where he's just a one-shot. We're good to go. AMX comes flying around him, and watch. He misses him again. I'm like, all right, so now what am I supposed to do? So I guess now I have to clean this guy up myself. So I'm looking for the hatch. Take that shot, and I have to take another shot from him there. And yeah, dude, like, this 1390 man was just driving me nuts the whole game. Like, he could have easily just stopped behind this guy and took the shot, but he ran through, missed a bunch of shots, and then kept going. And it's like, now I have to take, another 400 damage from this guy. Actually, if he cleaned him up, I don't think I would have taken any damage, right? So I'm not sure about this 1390, man. Like, I hate to insult people, but this guy was just driving me nuts the whole game, man. Like, he just kept running away from me the whole game. And I'm like, dude, don't leave me, man. Like, come back. So, because I know that the rest of the team has been spotted, right? He's going after the Artie, that's good, but I need this guy to stay with me because only the Gorilla is left. I know the Gorilla is going to die. You already know the outcome here, right, guys? You know the outcome just from looking at the map. It's going to be me and the 1390 to try and finish off this team. You could tell that even a whole minute ago, and that's why I said, dude, don't leave me. Like, come back, like, just a little bit. Like, he's doing okay. He's trying to spot these guys, but he's just too far away from me. So I'm running all the way to him because at this point we should be defending the base, right? We're down considerably by HP. I know I was out of render range, so this probably isn't correct, but we're definitely down by HP. These three heavy tanks, and they're also up one tank, right? Obviously. So we really should be defending this, and now I'm spotting the chieftain myself, right? So I'm going to shoot the chieftain, and he's now all the way back here. And I'm like, dude, where are you going? Like, just make up your mind. Like, do you want to defend the base? What do you want to do? And then I'm trying to type to him while I'm running away, and I said, dude, stop leaving me, but it's kind of messed up because I'm trying to type while I'm also hitting, like, the W key. But anyway, he goes to the mid, and then he gets wrecked in the mid, and it's like, dude, like, what are you doing? Like, just, you know what I mean, man? Like, he goes after the IS-7 here, and I don't know, guys. Like, again, it's not, I really try to be understanding, but I don't know what this guy was thinking he was going to do against the IS-7, man. Like, maybe you can try and run around him, but he just tried to, like, square up with the IS-7, and now I'm like, dude, this is a 3v1 situation, and now I have to try and win this for the team. So, if you're a light tank player, guys, I think it's just, I'm very critical of the way people play light tanks because I only play light tanks, right? And I don't mean to be that way, but it's just like, don't do what he did, man. Like, try and stay with your tank destroyers. Find an area, like a bush. Watch this snapshot, by the way, on the AMX M4. We're actually going to go back and watch that, guys, because I missed it a little bit. I really want you guys to see that. It'll mess up the replay a little bit, but it's fine, man. I want you guys to see this shot. From my view, I might just do this from here on, guys. I might just give you my camera view, and we'll go on one time, just so you can see exactly how I was playing this thing. And I don't remember him lagging that much when I took that shot, but we get a snapshot on him there, and now I'm in a situation where, again, I know the replay is messed up. The I-7 and the Chieftain aren't on the map, aren't visible on the map anymore, but they were last spotted, like, in this area, man. So I'm waiting to see what they're going to do. Or actually, the IS-7 was in the mid, and the Chieftain was over here, right? So now I'm just trying to figure out where these guys are going to poke up. I think that if I'm still, it's not really going to matter if I'm in this bush or not. I think if I'm still, then I should, and I see the Chieftain behind me. So IS-7 appears at the base. Let's pause, guys, because I can't talk this fast. The IS-7 appears at the base, right? And then immediately I see the Chieftain behind me. They're both one-shots to me. I mean, if I low roll the IS-7, maybe not. I obviously have the APCRs loaded. They're going to give me the best chance here. And I can only take, I think, one shot. I don't think I can take a shot from both of these guys. I don't think. I can take a shot from one of them, but I don't think I can take a shot from both of them. I have 700 HP. I think both of these tanks have like, I know the IS-7 I'm pretty sure hits for like 500 or 4 something. So I don't think I can take both. But I'm going to try and go after the IS-7 first. So I'm going to poke like this. He's capping the base, so I know he's going to be right at this corner. I wait for him, right? I'm waiting for him. And I'm just going to wait to see if he's going to poke at this corner. Once I see that he's not poking the corner, I want to move because I don't want the chieftain coming around this corner and then he comes through. So what I'm going to do now is just take a shot from him and focus the shot to the IS-7. Now watch, the chieftain's right here, right? He completely misses this shot. He's trying to rush it and get the HE into me. I don't know how he missed by this much. He must not be a very good player. But once he misses, that's when I'm going to focus this shot. And watch, my gunner is dead right now, by the way. My gunner's dead. I'm going to focus this shot, and I clean him up, and I get the kill. I could have repaired my gunner, but when the adrenaline is going like this, you just don't even think to do that, right? So 3v1, we get the snapshot into the AMX, we clean up the IS-7 as he comes around the corner, and then we get the shot into the chieftain. The chieftain should have had this shot, man. He should have had this shot. Like, I was not even close to the corner yet when he came around, and it was a good play on my part to move because I knew what he was going to do, right? This is what you have to do in the 3v1 situations, guys, is you have to kind of predict what people are going to do, and you can't get cornered or flanked, right? So I'm trying to make it seem like I'm predictable, but really I'm not. I want them to think I'm still here, and then once I go dark, I'm going to move. That's why I was waiting for the IS-7 to see if he was going to poke, and when he doesn't, I'm thinking, all right, maybe he might come around this way, so I'm going to run this way. Like, I want to continue to be on. Again, I say that I want them to think I'm predictable, but I want to be unpredictable, right? I want to be, not getting flanked and continue moving my tank so that I poke up in different areas and they're not expecting me to poke up, and that's when you'll get the clean shots at lower plates and stuff. Because if these guys know where you are, they're going to try and use their armor most effectively, right? Angle their armor and stuff like that so that you can't get clean shots. So your goal is to try and get the cleanest shots possible, and that's how I did it in this game. But again, guys, one final time, the AMX 1390, just stay with your tank destroyer, man. Like, I'm not saying you got to be right next to each other, but don't keep running all across the map when he's the only other person on your team, right? Like, I get what he was trying to do, maybe go to the mid and see if he can spot the rest of these people pushing in like this, but the IS-7 did come to the mid. You really just want to stay in a bush close to your tank destroyer so that he can get shots, man. Because this guy left me basically for dead, and I had to do a 3v1 by myself. Luckily, the freaking Waffle Panzer is such a monster that I was able to bring out a win here. But that's it, guys. That's all for the Waffle Panzer. Those are two really good games for you. We'll let's get a thumbnail, guys. Right there. It's good. And then we'll close this. I'll show you guys the templates and I'll let you go. But hopefully this helps you out to possibly play the Waffle Panzer. It's a really good tank. I know it's not light tank content, but hopefully that final replay helps you see kind of how to deal with a 3v1. It's no different than when you play a light tank, right? With the light tank, you have way more mobility, not as much of a gun, more concealment, more view range, but it's the same thing. You want to kind of be unpredictable. You want to poke up in different areas so you can get those shots, and when you're facing heavies, these were heavies, they don't have any mobility, so you have to use that to your advantage. They have a lot of armor, but they don't have like any mobility. So the i7 is actually pretty fast, man. But you guys know what I'm saying. Like, you really just understand the players that you're facing, right? And the i7, AMX, and Chieftain were 3 of the 4 people that I killed in this game. The only other person I had a shot in was the 121B 4 times. So that's where all my damage came from. I had 3,200 damage, guys. This was a first-class game, and we're top by experience here, top by kills, top by damage. It looks like actually Gorilla 15 had me beat, and the Patton had me beat barely. But they played well. i7 had a really, really good game. And that's all, guys. 8 shots fired, 8 hits, 8 pens. This is not common for me. Like this is man, if every game went like this for me, guys, my W&8 would be like 5,000. You know what I mean? Like, it's just crazy how many shots you can miss sometimes, and then you'll get into games where all of a sudden the gun's just working, right? Like, I can hit a shot when my gunner's dead, apparently. But anyway, that's all, guys. I hope you enjoyed something a little bit different in the Waffle Panzer, I call it. This is the Waffentrager off Panzer. That's Panzer 4, yeah. So that's the full name of the tank, and that's all, guys. I will catch you for the next one. I hope you enjoyed this one. Take care now, and bye-bye.